I recognize the senator from Illinois.
Mr. President, did you see over the weekend Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, dancing on a stage with a chainsaw? Did you see that? Most Americans did. That was his approach to DOGE, government efficiency. Take a chainsaw to it. Put an agency like USAID in the wood chipper, in his words. Does this sound like a thoughtful approach to making government more efficient? Or does it sound like a meat axe approach to a man who has no business being there? An unelected individual who somehow has been given authority by this president to lop off tens of thousands of jobs day in and day out. Yes, we've gone to court. Many of the agencies of the government, the employees and their representatives have gone to court to question this ham-handed approach to making this government work. And they've been successful in the overwhelming percentage to receive temporary restraining orders and the like, because on its face, serious questions are raised as to the authority of this president. We've got time-honored traditions when it comes to things like impoundment of federal funds. The president cannot make that decision unilaterally. The power of the purse happens to be with the Article 1 agency of our government, the legislature, not with the Article 2 agency, the executive. And as a consequence, when the president decides to do this unilaterally, he is being challenged in court, and he should be challenged in court. This is not just a political issue, as one senator just described. It is, more importantly, a constitutional issue and a legal issue. And it's going to be resolved ultimately by the court. Perhaps the president will win some of his cases and lose others. But this is a legitimate exercise of the authority under the Constitution. And I might add that this notion that we're going to start lopping off air traffic controllers and people responsible for aviation safety, I would just say to those who are for that and believe that's draining the swamp, pay attention to what's happening across America. These terrible aviation disasters, like the one that happened here in Washington, D.C., should be taken seriously by us every day. And putting people in charge of these departments who don't have adequate staff to monitor the flights in our nation is an act of irresponsibility as far as I'm concerned. The same thing's true with avian flu. Yes, the price of eggs is terrible. And one of the reasons is avian flu is killing off the flocks of laying hens, and as a consequence, we have fewer eggs and higher prices. There's a very real concern that this avian flu is going to jump from these birds and fowl into the human chain, and we'll face another pandemic. Do we want that? For God's sake, no. But the notion that we're going to lop off employees that are responsible for public health one after the other and somehow make this a safer nation is irresponsible on its face. Should it be challenged in court? Of course it should be. And I stand by that. I just want to say to the senator and others who make these comments, think about what you're inviting here, to give the president the authority this Congress has, authority under the Constitution, to just give it away. Are we going to give away our responsibility under the Constitution? Because of the popularity of this president with some members, I pray that we won't.